Once, in the annals of history, there stood a figure of unparalleled influence, Marcus Aurelius, who made it his life's endeavor to walk the path of virtue in accordance with the profound teachings of Stoic philosophy. In stark contrast to many of his fellow Roman emperors, he refrained from indulging in the abundant pleasures at his disposal, resisting the allure of excessive wine consumption and the gruesome spectacles of the Colosseum. Instead, Marcus Aurelius was driven by a higher purpose, a mission bestowed upon him by fate, a mission centered on the service of humanity. His commitment to fulfilling this noble mission ran deep, and he understood that to achieve it, he needed to prioritize what truly mattered and detach himself from concerns devoid of worth and wisdom. It is crucial to note that such concerns were abundant in the world around him. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the division between what we can control and what lies beyond our influence. This concept is eloquently articulated by Epictetus in his Enchiridion. Most, if not all, external events and circumstances are beyond our control. But does this mean that we should withdraw from the world entirely? Not necessarily. The Stoics advocate for a realistic understanding of our limited influence on external matters, and the recognition that we burden ourselves needlessly if we fail to do so. When life inflicts suffering upon us, it often results from our emotional investment in matters that are beyond our control. In doing so, we unwittingly grant these external factors the power to manipulate and control us, like marionettes on strings. Paradoxically, we then point fingers at these external forces for pulling our strings, failing to realize that we have willingly bestowed them with this authority. However, by disentangling our emotional attachment to these matters, we strip them of their power over us, granting ourselves the gift of inner serenity, the ability to remain undisturbed by external events. For Marcus Aurelius, this inner calm allowed him to cope with the multitude of responsibilities and challenges that came with being an emperor, and enabled him to focus on the mission he believed was assigned to him by the divine. For Epictetus, it translated into freedom from being swayed by external forces, or a select few of them, thereby offering a pathway to focus on what truly matters. For others, this practice may simply lead to a happier, more carefree life. When life causes pain, the question arises: what are the things we should cease dwelling upon? And perhaps more importantly, how can we accomplish this detachment? This video embarks on an exploration, offering a unique interpretation of Marcus Aurelius's philosophy on how to detach from matters that lack significance. In his renowned work, Meditations, Marcus Aurelius repeatedly delves into the past, present, and future, offering profound insights into how we often invest our emotions too heavily in them, or in the wrong ways, or in the wrong things. For the sake of clarity and structure, this discussion is categorized into these three aspects: the future, the present, and the past. As Seneca so eloquently expressed, we often experience more distress within the confines of our imagination than in the actuality of our experiences. This statement underscores the idea that our thoughts serve as the source of our suffering. When we direct our focus towards the future, our imagination often runs wild, conjuring countless scenarios, most of which are unlikely to manifest. As we anticipate these events, we strategize for each potential outcome, all the while trembling in apprehension due to the uncertainty of the future. In some cases, events unfold as we had envisioned, but more often than not, fate surprises us with unexpected twists and challenges. For instance, one might diligently plan and save for a well-deserved retirement, only to be faced with a devastating cancer diagnosis upon the cusp of these golden years, leaving mere months to live. The mere contemplation of such possibilities often plunges individuals into ceaseless anxiety. The spectrum of potential outcomes ranges from best-case scenarios to worst-case scenarios, such as the eruption of a catastrophic world war or the experience of complete financial ruin. While these dire consequences are undeniably within the realm of possibility, as long as they are not transpiring in the present, we cannot address them, as they simply exist in the realm of our thoughts. The future only troubles us because we think about it, for it does not exist outside the realm of our minds. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that it is not the burden of the future that weighs us down, but the weight of the present moment alone. The future, in and of itself, does not inflict harm upon us. Rather, it is our present response to it that determines our suffering. The distress arising from future events actually occurs within the present moment, paradoxically. The future does not manifest in the present, for when it does arrive, it is already the present. Therefore, the misery associated with the future stems from our current worries and preoccupations. When we care too much about the future, life begins to hurt as we endure these potential events in our imagination, allowing them to dictate our present state. So, what wisdom does Marcus Aurelius offer regarding preoccupation with the future? Let's consider the following quote: "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." This statement underscores the idea that if we are adept at navigating the present, we possess the capacity to confront the challenges of the future. Marcus advises us against dwelling on the countless dreadful scenarios that could unfold, encouraging a focus on the immediate circumstances at hand. When he focuses on the present, he recognizes that he can endure it. Therefore, he reasons that if he can manage the present, there is no reason to doubt his ability to confront what lies ahead. This attitude is reminiscent of the Stoic concept of amor fati, the love of fate, but fortified by the trust that we will have the inner strength to confront it. When it comes to the past, Marcus Aurelius reminds us of how swiftly life passes by and disappears into the infinite beyond our reach. The past, like the future, is a realm in which we cannot operate. What is done, and unless we invent a time machine, we cannot change anything about it. As Marcus wisely stated, remember that man lives only in the present, in this fleeting instant. All the rest of his life is either past and gone, or not yet revealed. Short, therefore, is man's life, and narrow is the corner of the earth wherein he dwells. Despite the brevity of our lives, which occurs only in the present moment, we often find ourselves preoccupied with the past, replaying events and reliving the pain they once inflicted upon us. Some may believe that ruminating on the past, they can exert influence over it. However, this is a deceptive illusion. The past exists as an irretrievable entity, forever beyond our reach. What remains within our control is our ability to manage our thoughts and emotions regarding something that has long vanished, never to return.